Well, so what they want to do is come out of this debate as the second runner-up, right? Donald Trump is still the leader in this race, and he will continue to be. And he's got this rival event tonight, by the way, which is going to take a lot of attention away from the debate. But Ron DeSantis is now the number 2. He's going to want to leave the debate as still the number 2. And then a bunch of the other candidates are going to hope to chip away at Ron DeSantis's lead and advantage and sort of become the number 2. So people like Vivek Ramaswamy, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, all of them see this as an opportunity to break away from the pack. And we'll see if they're able to do that.
We've seen through the last cycle that Donald Trump has this ability to suck all the air out of every story that is covered. And, you know, we would have headlines, for instance, when he was president, headline number 1 would be Trump, headline number 2 would be Trump. That is very unusual in a news cycle to see one person have 2 headlines. But he does that, and he has that ability. How do the candidates avoid Trump having all of the headlines?
Well, I don't think they can. I mean, first of all, they're all going to be asked about Trump tonight. He is the front runner. They will be asked about, you know, Donald Trump is facing 91 criminal convictions or criminal cases right now. The candidates will be asked about that. Can he be the president? Should he be the president? And there'll be a split between candidates who support him and candidates who criticize him. And the other way that Donald Trump is going to stay in the headlines is tomorrow he's turning himself in Georgia, in the Fulton County, jail, and posting bond. So the news tomorrow will not be about the debate tonight. It'll be about Donald Trump turning himself in.
Just to follow up on this, is it a good thing politically, when you look at the Republican Party and where the support lies, to distance yourself from Trump at this point? I mean, how does that play out for some of the candidates?
Well, some of the candidates will make the calculation that it's a good thing to distance himself from Trump, that he will be a weak candidate if he makes it to a general election because of his legal troubles and other issues. But many of the candidates want his base and the support of his base, so they will be very reluctant to openly criticize him.
Trump, at the moment, looks like an absolute shoo-in when you look at the numbers for the Republican nomination. And I mean, without doubt, he's the most controversial figure. He's our very own Boris Johnson, and times 10. Yeah. I mean, he is larger than life. He has been stunningly successful getting the nomination last time round, regardless of what a lot of the Republican hierarchy thought as well. How sits the Republican hierarchy at the moment on Trump as well? Sometimes I see them fawning to him, other times I see them distancing themselves from him as well. But most of the last 7 years, I've seen him dominating them as well. How sits his relationship with the great leaders of the great statesmen of the Republican Party?
I think they would love for him to just disappear into the night.
Really?
Right, they would.
Because
they would.
When I've looked at Lindsey Graham, I've looked at Mitch McConnell, I've looked at a lot of these people over the years. It's hard to tell whether they despise him or love him.
I think they generally despise him. They don't like what he's done to the party. He's been a terrible candidate, by the way. I mean, he lost the last election. His preferred candidates lost. Most of them lost in the 2022 midterm elections. He has not been good for the Republican Party.
Just go back. Lou, stunningly successful candidate first time round. Yeah. Unsuccessful second time round. Yeah. So I think did he win because people just didn't like Hillary Clinton? Is that what you're trying to say?
That was certainly a large part of it. I think he was a novel candidate. He sort of a non-political candidate who came out of nowhere and was very different, and that people were attracted to that. I think there was a certain amount of animosity toward Hillary Clinton, no doubt.
How does he go down? I mean, I love the American analysis they go into such granular detail. They make us look absolute amateurs on this side of the Atlantic. How does he sit amongst swing voters in swing states, so purple voters in purple states?
He does not sit very well right now. His legal troubles are weighing on him. Swing voters and independent voters don't like that, and that's why if he does make it to the general election, I think he's a weak candidate because of that. Yeah.